Hi again, moms and dads. Today, Parental Alienation Survival Coach is going to present part 2 of our educational presentation, Children Who Hate a Parent. Today, we're going to be talking about the border cystic splitter term that I came up with. And again, I remind you that that is not a real psychological term. It's just one that I kind of made up because I don't want you to get too bogged down into any kind of a psychological diagnosis, because I'm not a diagnostician and most likely you're not either. But this presentation, all of the work of Parental Alienation Survival Coach, is under the umbrella of our nonprofit organization, Speak Worldwide. And that stands for Stop Parental Emotional Abuse of Kids Worldwide. You could take a look at our website at speakw.com for more information. And we're going to get going with this second part of our series on children who hate a parent. And again, we'll try to keep it to about 5 or 10 minutes and not much longer than that. Okay, so we're talking about, we brought you to this point in the first part, part 1, and we're on part 2 now. So we brought you to this point of what's wrong with the parent who can do this to a child, make them hate another parent. Okay, so I came up with the term border cystic splitter because parents capable of coercing a child to unlove their other parent, they're not emotionally healthy or normal. And they usually display the border cystic disorders and traits like splitting and zero empathy. So again, that's my made-up term for what psychologists refer to as narcissistic and borderline disorder traits. And there's many of them. Splitting is only one of those traits that they use upon your child. But let's keep going. Border cystic splitters deny their child free expressions of any authentic feelings that the border cystic parent doesn't agree with. And if you look back on your relationship with that other parent, you might realize that they didn't let you have authentic feelings of love or affection for anything they didn't love too. You might be able to start putting those pieces together. It may be that the divorce triggered all this in that other parent, but they may have always been like that. And if you're like me, you just kind of denied that it was really a problem and you figured out how to walk around that. So, it's very difficult to do, and it's really, almost impossible for children to do it. The border cystic splitters punish their children for free expressions and demonstrations of authentic love, yearning, and empathy for the other parent. The border cystic splitters only validate, permit, and approve feelings that align with their own. Okay, so even if the child says, I love chocolate ice cream, the parent might say, ew, chocolate ice cream, what do you like that for? Vanilla is the only real ice cream. I mean, they'll say crazy things like that. They really will. If you don't agree with them, they'll say your opinion is crazy or stupid, even on something as simple as a flavor of ice cream or a favorite soft drink or beverage. I remember children being mocked because they liked skim milk with ice in it. I know that sounds funny. It's very thin and watered down, but it's very cold and refreshing because of that, and there's no fat in it. And they're mocked for that. Why do you like that drink? That's something that your father likes, or that's something that your mother likes. I mean, they'll do anything. So, they're doing this to your kid because when the kid shows signs of loving you, they get that same kind of treatment. What do you love him for? What do you love her for? They don't validate the children's feelings of love. The border cystic splitters, to understand what's going on with them, they all have these deep fears of abandonment and deep feelings of human inadequacy, and they engage in the splitting. So when they have children, I mean, they feel these things regardless of whether they're a parent or not. But when they have children, they fear not being loved. That's the fear of abandonment right there, by their kids, and they feel parentally inadequate because they have deep feelings of human inadequacy. So they'll try to project the other parent as all bad, all wrong, all evil. I mean, they really put everybody into one category or another. You're either all bad, and evil and unworthy of love, or you're a good person. And I mean, that's about it. And anyone who doesn't agree with them is in the all bad, unworthy category. So, they're teaching their children that you belong in that category. Very unfortunate, but that's the splitting. That's called the splitting mechanism. They fear that their children will love only the other parent, that they will abandon this border cystic parent, and they'll love only the good, healthy parent. And they feel so humanly inadequate that they fear the child and everyone else will perceive you, the healthy parent, as far superior. And they project onto the child the view of the other parent as all bad, undeserving of love and affection from their child. So do you see what they're doing? They're projecting on the child their view of the other parent as all bad. Because for some reason, these unhealthy people deep down inside feel that they are all bad and they are unworthy of love. And so they project that onto the child towards you, the good, healthy, loving parent. It's really quite sad. The border cystic splitters, again, my made-up term, transmit their unhealthy fears, feelings, and views to make the children hate, reject, fear the other parent, and love only them in a twisted way. Transmitting those feelings and making the child see the other parent, the healthy parent, as a threat. That makes the borderline parent feel secure that the child will love them. See, once they gotta help them. This borderline splitter has to get over that feeling that they're not going to be loved. So once they succeed in making the child not love you, not want you, and not desire you, and not yearn for you, then that border cystic parent feels finally loved and secure. And those insecurities are taken care of by the child who now hates the other parent, the healthy parent. It's the only way they know how to stop those inadequacy and abandonment fears from rising to the surface. So the border cystic splitter type of parent is really so unhealthy, and they're using the child to make themselves feel better. And that's what's at the root of this kind of pathogenic parenting or parental alienation. Experts like Dr. Childress say an unhealthy parent enjoins their child in a covert cross-generational coalition. We talked about that in part 1, against a loving, emotionally available parent. And the child will deny being part of it, partly because they are not aware of what the border cystic parent is doing or has done. Dr. Jane Major, another great psychologist, expert in the field, rest her soul, she's passed away. She said, normal, healthy parents don't do this to children. Only emotionally disordered parents are capable of inflicting this kind of lasting abuse and destruction of family bonds. It's a covert cross-generational coalition. The child doesn't even know that they're being enjoined into it. But make no doubt, there is no doubt about it, the other parent makes the child pick a side without even the child understanding what they're doing. They start to feel that there's two sides and they're on the unhealthy parent's side. That's the cross-generational coalition. And sadly, sometimes it includes grandparents and, they would be maybe your ex-in-laws or step-parents and other people in the family. The border cystic splitters, by enjoining and enlisting children in the covert cross-generation, they are demonstrating a psychological role reversal. Okay, so that is a real term. Psychological role reversal is a real term, and it refers to the parent using the child to assist them. And it should be the other way around. Parents should be assisting children in, emotionally difficult situations, or any difficult situation. It's the parent's job to assist the child. But in these cases, it's a role reversal because the parent is using the child to assist their emotional needs, to make them feel better. And they do that by making the child hate the other parent. So they don't have any empathy for what they're doing to the child. They're messing up that child's mind, but they don't care because it's helping them. That's the role reversal. Border cystic splitters shame and punish children for authentic feelings of love and for anything and anyone that the border cystic splitter doesn't love. So it's not just you as a parent. They will be shamed and punished for loving anything that that parent doesn't love. And these splitters have zero empathy for the child's feelings or needs. So with zero empathy, they just don't care or don't understand or don't see that they are damaging the child, destroying parts of that child, and really committing a psychological abuse that's going to take years to undo. Children who hate a parent. We're back to the title of our presentation. The pathological cruelty of the border cystic splitter parent is hard enough for a fully developed adult psyche to endure. And that might be why you're not together with that person anymore, because you could no longer endure the pathological cruelty. And you may not have understood that it was pathological cruelty, but you are no longer with that parent, and this might be the reason. And as Dr. Childress says here, it's hard enough for an adult to endure. It is devastating to the still in formation psyche. The child's psyche is still in formation. While it's, he said here, hard enough for a fully developed adult psyche to endure, it's devastating to the still in formation psyche of the child. So I'm going to conclude part 2 here, and I hope that it's been helpful. Part 3 will follow. Again, this is from Parental Alienation Survival Coach, which is part of the nonprofit organization Speak Worldwide, and SPEAK stands for Stop Parental Emotional Abuse of Children, and you can get more information on our website, speakw.com. Thanks, moms and dads, for listening. I hope it helped you. Stay educated, stay strong, and remember, you're not alone. None of us are.